Did you know there's a new emergency hospital just for pets? Animal Emergency Care. Open when your regular veterinary is closed at 4176 Meridian and online at animalemergencycare.net.
This week on KAFE Kritters, rather than an animal who's up for adoption, we're going to release an animal back into the wild, which is always fun. We've gotten to be a part of a few of these, and it's a pretty amazing thing.
I don't think this one's going to crawl up my leg, though, like the squirrels tried to do.
Hopefully not.
Yeah, that would be kind of scary.
Look who's jinxed it.
Laura Clark from the Whatcom Humane Society, you brought Alicia Evans back with you.
I did, the expert of all things wildlife. Alicia is the manager of our Wildlife Rehabilitation Center and a licensed wildlife rehabilitator, so she's the smartest person in the room today. And she and her staff have rehabilitated an owl, and she's going to tell us all about it and what's going to happen next.
Okay, this is not a barn owl, it's a barred owl.
I thought it was
right?
a barn owl.
Yes,
my bad.
barred owl. Most people get them confused, but it's B-A-R-R-E-D, and their name comes from their coloring feather patterns. They have little bars on their chest, and that's where their name comes from. This guy got hit by a car and accidentally suffered some head trauma. So one of his eyes had what we call hyphema, which is where there's a lot of blood in the eye. He had an auditory issue with his ears, and he also had an abrasion on his wing. So he just got clocked pretty good. And so we've had him in care for a couple weeks now. We've been able to give medications, rehabilitative therapy, and today's the day he's ready to go.
Awesome. Now, we're here in the parking lot of the radio station, and we're not here just because it's a good radio event, but this actually is a good place for him to be.
This is a beautiful spot for him to be. He came actually from the Lake Padden area. He got hit out on Samish Way there, and so it's natural back to his habitat. Nice. And we've got such beautiful trees and foliage here where he should make a home.
I like to think of him going home.
Yeah.
Going back where he came from, all fixed and all better.
I feel the need to sing Born Free.
Me too. I've almost done it twice already.
I say we do it when he's being released.
As he's soaring off.
Yeah, we don't want to scare him.
So let me ask Alicia to explain what might happen, because then she's going to leave this little group and get the owl, and we want to make sure there's a couple different options that could take place.
So when we release a wild animal, it's the first time he's been out here. He may have never flown here. It's a new territory, new everything. So they take a couple minutes to see what their perch is going to be like, where they're going to go. So sometimes when we're about to do the release and we gracefully give them a little lift off, they either will fly to a perch that they've pre-seen, or they might just land on the ground to take a few minutes to look around and see where he wants to go next. So we'll give him lots of time, lots of space. But if he does glide down to the ground, that is completely normal. We see this often when they need to figure out their bearings.
Okay, so we should wait on singing Born Free.
Yeah.
We don't want to go, Born Free.
Oh.
Yeah, okay. So are we ready to go?
We're ready to go.
All right.
I always want to ask you his name, but you never name the wild one.
No, we want to keep them as wild as possible and give them that respect. So he's not a name, just a barred owl.
If I refer to him at Fred at any point
Kick
as
him.
Fred, then
Yeah.
Kick.
All right.
I always want to name them Fred.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Okay, well let's get to the owl who shall remain nameless.
Yeah.
All right, I'll go grab him.
Okay, and we'll set him free.
How does she know all that?
She's the smartest person in the world.
Well, that's what you said, but it's
I
just
know.
wow. It's I mean, just to be able to diagnose any kind of critter. But for some reason, the domesticated ones, even though none of them can tell you what's wrong, it just seems like the wild ones would be that much harder.
I know. Our Wildlife Center staff is amazing. Their knowledge base is vast. And I'll tell you, it's so important to recognize that this Wildlife Rehabilitation Center is the only one in the area.
Yep.
The goal is to rehabilitate and release these animals back into the wild. And if you want info on how you can support this important program, just visit our website, whatcomhumane.org.
I was going to say, thank goodness it comes with all sorts of funding, too, along with it, right? You wish.
Unfortunately, no, but we have so many great donors.
Yes.
So, but now I'm going to quiet down because the owl is coming.
Right. Here he comes.
Alicia is here. Scotty Van Driver is operating our camera this morning. He is actually in the field where we're going to release not Fred.
Nope.
Just the owl.
Barred owl number 1.
Right, and not barn owl.
No, I was saying barn owl earlier because I figure, in the movies you see him up in the rafters in the barn. So I figured it was barn owl.
Yeah.
Nope.
Right. Alicia's putting on her special gloves.
Yes.
Want to keep safe.
Yep. All right. I kind of want to get somewhat. You keep moving, Dave. I'm trying to get behind
Really? Are you
a
trying to
little
hide
bit.
behind
Just in
me?
case. I figured if he's going to perch on something, he's going to be on the tallest person around. So I'm going to try to duck behind you here.
We're uncovering not Fred.
Not Fred.
And now, when we've done this in the past, it always surprises me. There's all the buildup, and then boom, it just happens.
Right.
So were about to just happen.
I'd be kind of scared.
Yeah, because
Oh,
you know, it is a wild animal.
Exactly. She's so brave.
She knows what she's doing.
Smart and brave.
We like to
Okay.
butter Alicia up so
Yeah.
she'll come back
Yeah,
because
exactly.
this is fun.
So she likes to do it with us.
Yeah. Okay, there we go.
Okay,
The,
all
the
right,
owl
it's
is in a towel.
It's in the towel.
It's an owl towel.
Yeah.
Ooh, wow.
It's a toweled owl.
I know you can't see it on the video, but right now
Right.
we can see the talon of the owl.
Right.
And
Okay.
it looks pretty good size.
I'm getting brave, and I'm moving a little bit closer.
There. Oh, wow, he's gorgeous.
Oh, he looked right at me. Yeah.
All right, so the camera, there we go.
Okay, he looked
Look
right
at
at
that.
me. That doesn't-
Okay. And now we
Okay.
set him off to freedom.
All right. Go home, owl. You used to live here, kind of, sort of.
Well, we're not far from his home because
Yeah,
Paddon's just
he's
down
from
the
the
hill. from here.
neighborhood. Oh.
Off he goes.
Oh.
Born free.
There we go. All right. Now cue the
as
music.
Free as nobody's singing with me,
No,
just me.
no,
Just-
sorry.
I thought we had a plan.
He's right up in that branch up there. Maybe he's just like picking a lower perch to get its bearings.
Just going to hang out there for a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, it's got to be nice for him not to be in a cage. He is
Yes.
back in the environment, back living an owl's life.
So that was awesome.
Yeah.
And Alicia, I don't know if people could hear, but when you were getting him out of his kennel, he was making a clicking sound, and I'd like you to explain what that was.
Yeah, so anytime that we go near a wild animal, like an owl, for instance, they make a clacking sound. They clack their beaks together, and that's their warning defensive sound. Leave me alone. Please back off. I'm scared. I'm wild. I want nothing to do with you as a human. So we definitely do things like capture as fast as possible so that they stop that behavior so we can get them back out there. But that's his defense tactic of, nope, don't come near me. I'm scared.
Yeah. Doesn't he recognize you as the helper, the person who's been helping him this whole time?
We wish, and that's what we like to think, but
Right.
no.
Okay.
We're the ones
You're just
who
a stranger. Okay.
caretake until ready to go.
All right.
And actually, you work pretty hard on not giving him that feeling because the last thing you want is for him to feel like he can be dependent on you.
Yeah, that causes so many problems when they habituate or become familiar to us. So we want them to clack and hate us and use their defense mechanisms. That shows us that they are going to do really well and survive in the wild the best that they can without any human interaction. So that's always a good sign, as weird as that sounds.
Awesome. All right. Well, this is replacing what we normally do for Cafe Critters. Our critter was the owl, but Laura Clark, you probably still have some critters available for adoption.
We sure do. WhatcomHumane.org, or come on down and visit us, and I'm sure we can find you a perfect domestic animal. Otherwise, I want to thank Alicia and the Great Wildlife Center staff for saving that owl, and hopefully he will have a wonderful life out here in this beautiful field.
Awesome.
And if people are interested in more of the wildlife side of the Humane Society, can they earmark donations for the Wildlife Center specifically?
They sure can, Mandy. Thank you for asking. Go to WhatcomHumane.org, and also stay tuned in the coming weeks. We have some exciting plans about our vision to build Alicia and her staff a new wildlife rehabilitation center, which is badly needed.
That place is no good from what you described. They're doing the best they can with what they have.
Oh, they're working hard out of a building that should have been condemned years ago, so we want to give them some more resources.
As always, you can find more information at whatcomhumane.org, and you can link to that from our website if you forget it at cafe.com. Goodbye, not Fred. Have a good life.